Oh, that's going to cost him a pretty penny.
They go with you. They're short of a bob or two.
That's for sure, not like we, eh?
No, she'll get biting her for you.
Tain't done us any harm.
No.
Here, Mr. Everdene's family been told.
He ain't got no family, have her?
Well, only Dick and niece of his.
Oh, but shitey, mate. Oh, well, she was a stranger on these your farm.
She mid show her nose now, though.
Oh, and she made. Still. Let's hope Mr. Everdene be up and about soon.
Riding Nick mare of his and strutting about the farm like a bantam cock.
Still, he's a good meister.
He be.
Yeah, we better get on. Oh, you have a stick about me.
Oh, Lordy, not again.
Sorry about that. Wasn't even the script that bit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to Abbotsbury Subtropical Gardens for this performance by the new Hardy players of Far From the Madding Crowd. Now, Far From the Madding Crowd was written by Thomas Hardy at Lower Bockhampton, at the house where he was born, and published in 1874. It was the novel that set him on the course to success. He decided at that moment it was so successful that he would become a full-time writer. Thank you, Thomas Hardy, for doing that. An eminent critic of the day, Henry James, said that it was a story of female emancipation, sexual hypocrisy, and male insanity, and so perfect for the new Hardy players. He also actually went on to say that the most believable thing about it is the sheep and the dogs, but I'll leave you to judge that for yourselves later. Shortly we'll be going to the village of Weatherbury in Wessex, but just to start with, we'll go to a remote hillside where a lone figure with his sheep and his flock stand on Norcombe Hill. Thank you very much.
Oh, I be the shepherd of the farm, with tinkling bells and sheepdogs bark, and wi' my crook athwart my arm, here I'd a rove below the lark. And I'd abide all day among the bleating sheep, and pitch their fold, and when the evening shades be long, to see 'em all append and told.
That'll do, young George. I'll be there in a minute. Be patient, lad. Come on then, old George. You bide here, old George. We'll fetch the youngster shortly. I found a hat.
Yes, it is mine. I lost it. Thank you. You are Farmer Oak, are you not?
Yes, I've lately come to this place.
Have you a large farm?
Oh, not large. About 100 acres.
I needed my hat. I usually go for a walk every morning.
I know. I see you.
You see me? Where?
Over there, before you go through the plantation and down the hill. Whatever is the matter?
Well, nothing now since you are not dead. It is a wonder you are not suffocated in your hut. It was foolish of you to leave the slides closed whilst the stove was burning.
I suppose so. I believe you have saved my life, Miss. I do not know your name. I know your aunt's, but not yours.
I would just as soon not tell it. I'd rather not.
Still, I should like to know. You know mine. 'Tis Gabriel Oak.
You seem fond of yours, speaking so decisively. Gabriel Oak.
Well, you see, 'tis the only one I shall ever have, and I must make the most of it.
I always think mine sounds odd and disagreeable.
I should think you might soon get a new one.
Mercy! How many opinions you have concerning others, Gabriel Oak?
Come, give me your hand.
Very well.
I'm sorry.
Whatever for?
Letting your hand go so quick?
You may have it again if you like. Here it is.
My, how soft it is. Not chapped or rough or anything.
There, that's long enough. Or else you'd be thinking you'd like to kiss it. You may if you like.
I wasn't thinking any such thing. But I shall.
That you won't. Now find out my name.
Come on, little.
Why, Farmer Oak.
Good day, Mrs. Hurst. Could you please tell your niece that somebody would be pleased to speak to her?
Oh, well, you better come in, Mr. Oak.
Thank you. I bought an orphan lamb I thought she might like to rear. Girls do, you know.
Well, she might. Well, if you was to wait a moment, Bathsheba will be back soon.
Bathsheba. Yes, I will wait. But the lamb isn't really the business I called about. In short, I wanted to ask her if she'd like to be married.
You would you, indeed?
Yes, because if she would, I should be very glad to marry her. Do you know if she has any other young man hanging about her at all?
Well, let me think. I don't know, bless you. Oh, yes, ever so many. Of course, they don't come here, but she must have a dozen.
Well, that's very unfortunate. My only chance was being the first comer. Well, there's no use in my waiting, so I'll take myself home alone.
Oh,
Farmer Oak, wait. It was a mistake, my aunt telling you I had a young man. I haven't a sweetheart at all. It was such a pity to send you away thinking I had several.
Oh, really and truly, I am glad to hear that. I have a nice, snug little farm. A man has advanced me money to begin, but that'll soon be paid off. And although I am an everyday sort of a man, I have got on a little since a boy. And when we be married, I'm quite sure I'll work twice as hard as I do now.
Why, Farmer Oak, I never said I was going to marry you.
Well, that is a tale. To run after someone like that and then say you don't want him.
Well, what I meant was I haven't a sweetheart yet, and I'd hate to be thought of men's property in that way. Why, if I'd have wanted you, I should never have run after you. It would be the forwardest thing. But there was no harm in running after you to correct a piece of false news that you had been told.
I'm not sure it was no harm. Come, think a minute or two. Will you marry me? Do, Bathsheba. I love you far more than common.
I will try to think, if I can think out of doors. My mind spreads away so.
But I can make you happy. You should have a piano in a year or two. Farmers' wives are getting to have pianos now. And I'll practice up the flute right well to play with you in the evenings.
Yes, I should like that.
And one of the £10 gigs for market. Nice flowers, birds, cocks and hens, because they'd be useful.
Yes, I should like that very much.
And a frame for cucumbers, like a gentleman and lady.
Yes.
And when the wedding was over, we'd have it put in the newspaper list of marriages.
Oh, dearly, I should like that.
And the babies and the births, every man jack of them. And at home by the fire, whenever you look up, there I shall be. And whenever I look up, there will be you.
Don't be improper. 'Tis no use, I don't want to marry you.
Try.
Well, I've been thinking that the marriage would be nice in one sense, but a husband...
Well,
wherever I'd look up, there he'd be.
of course he would. Well, I would, that is.
What I meant was, I shouldn't mind being a bride at a wedding, if I could do so without having a husband. But 'tis no use. I shan't marry, at least not yet.
But why?
Because I don't love you.
Well, yes,
But it wouldn't do, Farmer Oak. I need someone who can tame me. I'm too independent and you wouldn't be able to. You have more money than I. I've hardly a penny in the world. You ought to marry a woman with money.
That's the very thing I've been thinking to myself.
Well, then why did you come and bother me? Please, don't press me on the subject anymore. I just don't love you, so it would be ridiculous.
Very well. Then I shall ask no more. George, that'll do! Where are you, damn it? Oh, no, not near the cliff! Come here! Come here! You foolish young dog! You've ruined me! I'm sorry, George. I have no choice. Thank God I am not married. What would she have done in the poverty now come upon me?
You in need of a ploughman, sir?
I'm looking for a place myself as a bailiff. You know anyone that wants one?
No. Sorry, no.
You looking for work?
Yes, sir, as a bailiff, sir.
I'm looking for a shepherd or a hedge layer. Have you experienced hedge layer?
Yes, sir.
Well, come along with me, we'll see if you're suitable.
Thank you, sir.
Do you need dairymaid, sir?
Not today, not today. Where are you from?
Norcombe.
That's a long way. Whose farm were you upon last?
I had my own farm.
Oh, I see.
No luck then, shepherd. Is there another fair over Shottsford way, t'other side of Weatherbury?
Well, I might try there then.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
She's a fine handsome body, far as looks are concerned.
With a very vain female, Susan.
Tis said, Marianne, that every night before she go to bed, she'd a look in her mirror to make sure her nightcap's all straight.
She not a married woman, oh the world.
And I can play the piano, so it is said.
I can play so well, can make the merriest, the song sound like merriest loose tune you ever do.
Who's in charge here?
I don't know, sir. The maid of Pennyways ain't here.
Let your tarpaulin, quick! Stop the draft under the wing rack! Hold the line here, pass the buckets carefully. More buckets!
Oh no! Don't go in, you children here!
I think the fire's dying down now.
Marianne, who's that man taking charge?
Well, I think he's a shepherd, mistress. He's got a crook.
Well, does anyone know who he is?
No, nobody at all. I've asked him. Quite a stranger, they says.
Is the barn safe?
Jan Coggan, is the barn safe yet?
Oh, safe now. But if this rick had gone up, barn would have followed. Is this bold shepherd that have done the most good?
Susan, will you go to him and tell him the farmer wishes to thank him for the great service he has done?
Where's your master, the farmer?
Oh, tain't master, 'tis mistress. Lately come here from a distance, took on the farm when her uncle died sudden-like. They say she business in every bank in Casterbridge, and it is like to play pitch and toss sovereign as you or I would pitch halfpenny. Oh.
You happen to want a shepherd, ma'am? Do you want a shepherd, ma'am?
Well, yes, but...
He's the very man, miss.
Aye, that he is.
The man truly.
He's all there.
Well, take him to Pennyways the bailiff. Men, will you take a little refreshment after all this hard work and come up to the house?
'Twould be freer, miss, if you could send it up to Warren's Malt House, if you please, ma'am.
Good night to you.
Good night.
Do you happen to know the way to Warren's Malt House, miss?
It's at the bottom of the hill. But do you know how late they keep open at the Buck's Head Inn?
I don't know the Buck's Head Inn or anything about it, miss. Do you think you're going there tonight?
Yes. But please don't say anything to anyone in the parish about seeing me here. At least not for a day or two.
If you don't want me to.
Thank you. I'm rather poor and I'd rather people don't know anything about me.
You ought to have a cloak on such a cold night. Perhaps you'll accept this shilling from me? It's all I have to spare.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, 'tis the new shepherd, I believe.
Well, come in, shepherd. Sure you'd be welcome. Although we don't know your name yet. Gabriel Oak. That be my name, neighbours?
That's never Gabriel Oak's grandson over at Norcombe, is it?
My father and grandfather were old men of the name of Gabriel.
See, I thought I knowed the man's face as soon as I said not that there burning red. So where be going to now then, shepherd?
Well, I'm thinking of biding here.
Here. I knowed your grandfather for years and years.
Oh, yes?
Knew his grandmother too. That I did.
Come, shepherd, and drink. 'Tis gape and swallow us. A drop of something not of much account.
Take up this God forgive me, Jacob. See if 'tis warm.
There. Clean cut for the shepherd. Right. There's a mouthful of bread and bacon for you. But don't chaw quite close, for I let the bacon fall in the road outside, and 'tis rather gritty.
'Tis clean dirt, and you paint a particular man we see, shepherd.
Don't let your teeth quite meet, and you won't feel the sandiness at all.
My mind exactly, neighbour. Look, drink a bit of refray. You too, Mark Clark. There's plenty left in the barrel. Hi, Joseph Poorgrass. You haven't had a drop.
Oh, such a modest man. You've hardly had strength enough to look in our young missus' face, Joseph.
Well, I've hardly looked her at all. But when I seed her, oh, 'twas nothing but blushes with me.
Poor fella.
'Tis a curious nature for a man.
No, it's her. Blush with me every minute that she was speaking to me.
I believe you, Joseph Poorgrass, for we all know you to be a very bashful man.
'Tis an awkward gift for man, poor soul. Did you ever go into the wood to try to stop it, Joseph Poorgrass?
Wow, they took me Green Hill Fair. Great gay, jerry-go-nimble show with women folk riding round on horses, not on with their smocks. But it didn't cure me a morsel.
'Tis a very bad affliction for you, Joseph. For you see, shepherd, though 'tis well enough for a woman, 'tis awkward for a man, poor fella.
'Tis very awkward for the man.
Once, he be working late at Yalbury Bottom, had a drop of drink, and lost his way coming over along Yalbury Wood.
No, not that story, Jack.
And as he was coming along in the middle of the night, much afeared, I called out, "Mad-in-law! Mad-in-law!"
An owl in a tree happened to be crying, as owls do, you know, shepherd.
And Joseph, all of a tremble,
Don't say it.
said, "Joseph Poorgrass of Weatherbury, sir!"
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say Joseph Poorgrass of Weatherbury, sir. I never said sir to the bird. I'll take my oath. All I said was, Joseph Poorgrass of Weatherbury. And that is every word I said.
So what sort of place is this? What sort of mistress is she?
Oh, we don't know little of her, but things will be different, us not having a mistress before.
You must be a very aged man, Malter. Father's so old you can't mind his age, can you, father? The shepherd would like to know the pedigree of your life, father. Wouldn't you, shepherd? Aye, that I should. What may your age be, Malter?
I can't mind. I can't mind the year I was born, but perhaps we can reckon it out by where I've lived and get to it that way. I bowled at
Upper Longpuddle
till I were 11, and then I went to
Kingsbeer
and took up Moulton, and then I had 22 years at Norcombe, 22 years Moulton, 22 years Turnipowan and Harveston, and then I had 4 year Moulton and Durnover and 4 years Turnipowan, and then 14 by 11 months at Mill Pond. Mill Pond. And then 3 year at
Milestock.
And I've been your 31 year come Candlemas. Right, now, how much is that?
117!
No. Your turnip home were in the summer and your molten were in the winter of the same years, and you don't ought to count both as father.
Oh, choke it all. You'll be saying next I'll be no age at all to speak of.
Oh, ye be a very old aged person, Moulter, and have a wonderful constitution to have lived for so long.
Bailey Pennyways! Bailey Pennyways is stealing it is!
Miss Everdene found him creeping away with half a bushel of barley.
You own to having carried off 5 sacks altogether and he's been thrown out.
Neck and crop, who's going to be Bailey now? And to make matters worse, Fanny Robin, our kitchen maid, can't be found. Well, we wouldn't normally be concerned, but we've heard that she's been seeing some young soldier up at the barracks.
We told Miss Everdene that we'd seen her with a bundle under her arm, and we think she may be going to run her away with her soldier.
Oh, it will be nothing but trouble for her. No, she's no good at all, is it?
Upstairs, and should she ever say, do you want to climb my stile?
Frank? Frank?
What? Who's calling me?
It's me, Fanny Robin.
Fanny? I didn't expect you here. Indeed, I did not think you'd come at all.
You said I was to come.
Well, I said that you might.
You are glad to see me, aren't you?
Oh, yes, of course.
Can you come with me?
Oh, my dear Fan, no. The bugle has sounded and the barrack gates are closing. How did you get here from Weatherbury?
I walked most of the way. Oh, Frank, when shall it be?
When shall what be?
That you promised.
I don't quite recollect.
Oh, you do? Don't speak like that. When shall we be married, Frank? I love you so, and you said many times we'll get married, and I've left everything.
Oh, Fan, don't cry. 'Tis foolish. If I said I will, then of course I shall.
It was wrong of me to worry you. I'll go away now. Will you come and see me at Mrs. Twill's in North Street? There are bad women around the barracks here, and they might think I'm one of them.
Yes, I'll come to you, my dear.
Very well, Frank. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Hey.
Goodbye, Frank. Goodbye.
Papers and documents, I hardly know where to start.
Yes, miss, it does seem an awful lot for you to do.
Marianne, stop your sweeping a moment. I hear something. Oh!
What impertinence to ride up the footpath like that! Why didn't he stop at the gate?
Lord, 'tis a gentleman come calling. I see his top hat.
Well, why hasn't anyone gone to the door? Marianne, you must go.
Oh, ma'am, I am such a mess. What everybody think?
Well, then, Liddy, you must go.
Oh, no, miss, no, please.
But Aunt Lucinda has gone.
Good morning. Miss Everdene at home?
I shall inquire if my niece can speak to you, sir. Always up to my elbows, making a pudding when I don't mind how stitch, and I shall die if I don't smash it, or somebody comes to the door. Farmer Boldwood would like to speak to you.
What shall I do? I can't see him looking like this.
Well, say you are afraid with dust, mistress, and you cannot come down.
Just say I can't see him. That'll do.
My niece have been dusting bottles, sir, and she is something of an object.
Oh, no!
She cannot speak to you at the moment.
Oh, dear.
All I wanted to ask was if anything had been heard of Fanny Robin.
Oh, no, sir, no, nothing. But the men are looking everywhere. Good.
Good day, thank you.
Liddy, who is Mr. Boldwood?
Oh, he's a gentleman farmer, miss, over at Little Weatherbury.
Married?
Oh, no, miss, he's rather stern looking. Oh, but rich.
Well, why should he inquire about Fanny?
Oh, he's been good to her. He's a very kind man in that way.
But never was there such hopeless man for a woman. He'd been courted by all the girls for miles round. There's no woman can touch him, miss. They do say he got no passionate parts.
Oh, girls, go away. Goodness me. Oh, did anyone ever want to marry you, miss?
My man wanted to once, but he wasn't good enough for me.
But did you love him, miss?
No, but I rather liked him.
Uh-oh, the Philistines be upon us.
I'd better go and tidy up and then I'll see you.
This is where you've got to stand. Right over there. A set off you over there. Come on, everybody else. Otherwise you won't get paid, will you? That's awful. Come on, all of you. Look lively. Now, you've got to stay here. A mistress will come down when she's ready.
Okay.
She comes.
Before we begin, there are two matters of which I'd like to speak of. First, Pennyway's a bailiff is dismissed for thieving, and I have resolved to have no bailiff at all and to manage everything on my own head and hands. Secondly, has anyone heard anything about Fanny Robin?
No, nothing, ma'am. The new shepherd thought she went to Buxted, but nobody's seen her.
Very well. Let's begin. Step up in turn, tell me your name, what you do on the farm, and how much you earn. There's an extra 10 shillings in it for you all. Joseph Poorgrass.
I am. Sorry, sir, ma'am. I mean, I'd be the personal name of Poorgrass.
And what do you do?
I do, carting all year, shooting rooks and sparrows, and helping out at pig killing, sir, ma'am. I mean.
Very well, 9 shillings and 9pence and an extra 10 shillings for you.
Thank you.
Laban Tool, will you stay on with me?
Well, you and anybody that pays me well, ma'am.
True, man must live. I be Susan, his lawful wife, and yes, ma'am, he will stay.
He can speak for himself, I suppose.
Lord, not him, ma'am. He's a poor gawcam mortal, miss.
Here you are, Laban.
Thank you.
Oh, Susan. What's your name? That man in the corner.
Oh, Mark Clark, ma'am.
Speak out, I won't hurt you.
10 shilling, 2pence halfpenny is what I'd earn. I'd plough in the spring, reap crops, sowing, and then hedge clearing in the autumn.
Well done.
Well done, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Much obliged.
Andrew Randall, you're a new man, I hear.
Come on, Andrew.
He's a stammering man, miss. He can cuss as well as you, all right. But he can't speak common speech, save his life.
Very well, Andrew. Finish thanking me in a day or two.
Oh, miss!
Jacob Smallbury, miss. I work with the animals, the sheep and the cows, that is. 10 and 2pence, please, miss.
You are Jacob.
Thank you, mother.
John Corgan. I'm in charge of sheep shearing, hay making, and threshing at harvest time. In winter, I cut wood and get the logs in.
Here, Jan, well done.
Temperance and soberness, where are you?
Here we be, Ma'am, I believe.
What have you been doing?
Tending thrashing machines and wimbling A-bonds and saying, wash dear cocks and hens when they can get on your seats, ma'am. And planting early flower bowls.
And Thompson's Wonderfuls. We a dipper.
Are they satisfactory women?
Oh, yes. Yielding women. Scarlet a pair as ever was.
Go to the back, both
Ladies,
of you.
off you go.
And you, girls.
We be dairy-maids, miss.
Very well.
Here we are, girls, well done.
The new shepherd will need someone under him, ma'am. How about Caney Ball here, miss?
How did Cain come by such an unfortunate name?
Well, you see, ma'am, it was his mother made a mistake in his christening, thinking was Abel killed Cain, called him Cain, meaning Abel all the time.
We do smooth it down and call him Caney.
Very well. Caney Ball, under shepherd. Gabriel Oak, do you quite understand your duties?
Quite well, thank you, Miss Everdene. If I don't, I'll inquire.
Here, there's Billy Smallbury coming from Casterbridge.
Well, what's the news?
I should have been sooner, miss, if it hadn't been for the weather.
Well, what about Fanny Robbins?
Well, Mum, in round numbers, she's run away with the soldiers.
Oh, not a steady girl like Fanny.
Well, when I got to Casterbridge Barracks, the 11th Dragoon Guards be gone away.
Yes, I saw them go.
Yes, they pranced down the street playing The Girl I Left Behind Me, and there was not a dry eye throughout the town among the public house people and the nameless women.
But they've not gone to any war.
No, but Fanny's young man was one of the regiment and she's gone after him.
Well, did you find out his name?
No, but I believe he was higher in rank than a private.
Very well. You'd better run and tell Mr. Boldwood that much.
Now?
Yes, go. Now mind, you have a mistress instead of a master. I don't yet know my talents in farming, but if you serve me well, then so shall I serve you. I shall be up before you awake, I shall be afield before you are up, and I shall be breakfasted before you are afield. In short, I shall astonish you all. Good day to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Who's she?
Farmer Everdene's niece. Took on with it right up a farm. Turned away the bailey. Swears she'll do everything herself.
It's a pity she's so headstrong, but she sure lights up the place. Such a shapely maid will soon get taken up.
Let's see what quality of grain you got here then, Mum.
Well, why not try it for yourself then, sir?
Yeah. It is a fine grain indeed.
Well, at least they'll have grown accustomed to seeing me here, but their eyes were everywhere.
Oh, I know they would be, miss. Men be such a terrible class of society to look at a body.
But one man had more sense than the others. An upright man, good looking too. Do you know who that might be?
No, ma'am, I haven't a notion.
Why, there he is.
Why, that's Farmer Boldwood, who you wouldn't see the other morning when he called.
Farmer Boldwood? But he seems so upright and indifferent to the world around him.
Well, 'tis said that a woman once jilted him, and since then he has shown no interest at all.
'Tis well known that But women scarcely jilt men. 'Tis the men who jilt us.
That's true, miss.
Still, 'tis more romantic to think he's been treated cruelly, the poor man.
Yes, miss, I feel it must have been. Did you happen to notice Mr. Boldwood's doings in church this morning, miss?
No, indeed.
Well, his pew was exactly opposite yours, miss.
Yes, I know it.
And you didn't notice his goings on?
Well, certainly I did not. Well, Liddy, what did he do?
Well, he didn't notice you all through the service.
Why should he? I never asked him to.
No, but everybody else was noticing you, miss.
I almost forgot the valentine I bought.
Oh, who for? Farmer Boldwood?
No, for young Teddy Coggan. Oh. But what fun it would be to send it to that conceited Mr. Boldwood. No, he wouldn't see any fun in it.
Oh, no, it would worry him to death, miss.
But I don't quite care to send it to Teddy. He can be such a naughty boy sometimes.
That's true, miss, he can.
I know. Let's toss a hymn because we can't toss money on a Sunday. Open Boldwood, close Teddy. No, it is far more likely to fall close.
Oh.
Open Teddy, close Boldwood.
Very well, miss. Oh, 'tis closed, miss! 'Tis closed. Oh, miss! Marry me! Oh!
Mr. Bold, sir.
To the new Shepherd Weatherbury farm. This isn't for me. Marry me?
Dear, everyone's asking how Mrs. is going to manage without a Bailey.
She's a headstrong maid. Won't listen to no advice at all.
Nope. What have you been saying about her?
Oh, I say, bless her pretty face. Well, shouldn't I like to do so upon her cherry lips?
What do you mind this? None of that smack and coddle style of yours about Miss Everdene. I won't allow it.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought I heard you. A letter was put into my hand without reading the address. I believe it is yours.
Thank you, sir. Why, it's from Fanny Robin, returning the money I gave her. Says she has no need of it now, as she is soon to be married to a Sergeant Troy of the Dragoon Guards.
Sergeant Troy? Not one to build much hope upon. He's a clever fellow and up to everything, and not to be trusted at all. Oh, wait. Wanted to ask, do you know whose writing this is?
Why, that's Miss Everdene, sir.
I wonder who the woman is. She may be too late now.
Well?
I thought that the church with the spire was All Saints. I was at the door to admit it like you said. And then I realised it was All Souls. But I did not think it much mattered, for we may get married tomorrow as well.
You fool, Fanny, for fooling me so.
But it shall be tomorrow, Frank.
Tomorrow? Huh.
But it was such a terrible mistake. Oh, Frank, when shall it be?
Oh, when? God knows.
And I'd a go to washing pole, a sousing over heads and ears the shaggy sheep to clean their wool and make 'em ready for the shears.
Morning, Shepherd Oak. Morning, everyone. How is the dipping progressing?
Very well, thank you, Anne.
Miss Everdene, I must speak with you. My life is not my own since I beheld you clearly. I come to make you an offer of marriage.
Marriage?
I have been a confirmed bachelor, but I can change. And now with seeing you beyond all things, I want you as my wife.
I feel, Mr. Boldwood, that though I respect you much, I wouldn't feel right in accepting your offer of marriage.
But my life is a burden without you. I want to say I love you again and again. But I should not have spoken out like this had I not been led to hope.
Oh, that foolish Valentine. I ought never to have dreamt sending that Valentine. Forgive me, sir.
I wish I knew how to win you.
But I don't love you. Surely I must say that, Mr. Boldwood.
But believe me, I will take more care of you than would many a man of your own age. You will no longer have to look out of doors at haymaking time, or think of the weather or the harvest. You should have a pony carriage of your own if you wish.
Don't, please. I can't bear for you to feel so much and for me to feel nothing. And I'm afraid the men are noticing us, Mr. Boldwood.
Say then, please, that you don't absolutely refuse. May I speak to you again on the subject and think of you?
Yes, I suppose you may.
I will call upon you again tomorrow.
Oh, no, please don't. Give me time.
Yes, I will give you time. I will wait.
Caney, Teddy.
Yes, Mum?
Do you know the lower mead?
Yes, Mum.
Fetch the bay mare and take Teddy too.
Yes, Mum. Right away, Mum.
Gabriel, will you let me take a turn at that? My head is in a whirl. I wanted to ask, did the men make any observations of my talking with Mr. Boldwood just now?
They did. You don't hold the shares right, miss. You hold them like this. And you incline the edge. So.
Loose my hands. I will not have them held. Did the men think it odd?
Odd was not the thought, miss.
Well, what did they say?
That Farmer Boldwood's name and your own were likely to be flung over pulpit together before a year was out.
No, I thought so by the looks of them. I would like you to contradict it.
Well then, Bathsheba.
Miss Everdene, you mean?
What I mean is this. If Farmer Boldwood spoke of marriage, I ain't going to tell a story and say he didn't to please you.
I only asked for you to say that it is not true that I am to be married to Mr. Boldwood.
I can likewise give you an opinion on what you've done.
I dare say, but I don't want your opinion. Well, what is your opinion of my conduct?
That it is unworthy of any thoughtful woman.
And may I ask where my unworthiness lies? In not marrying you, I suppose.
Not in the least. I have long ago given up thinking of that matter. No, my thought is that you are greatly to blame for playing a prank on a man like Mr. Boldwood and leading him on merely as a pastime.
I will not have any man criticise my conduct, so you will please leave the farm by the end of the week.
Very well, so I shall. I should be even better pleased to go at once.
Well, go at once then, in heaven's name, and don't let me see your face again. Whatever is the matter, mate?
60, 70, 59.
Keep a broken fence.
They've got into a field of young clover.
Young clover. Clover!
And they be getting blasted.
That they be.
And we'll all die as dead as nits if they ain't got out and cured.
Oh, you fools, to come out and get me instead of get them out yourself. Numbskulls. What can I do? What shall I do?
Oh, there's only one way of saving them.
What way is that? Tell me quick.
They must be pierced in the side with a thing made on purpose.
Well, can you do it? Can I?
No, ma'am. We can't. You neither. It must be done in a particular spot. If you go to the left or the right but an inch, you stab the ewe and you kill her.
Then they must die.
No. Well, there's only one man in the neighbourhood who knows the way.
Who is he? Go and get him, quick.
It's the Shepherd Oak man.
True, he's the man.
Don't say his name in my presence.
What you need is a hollow pipe with a sharp pricker inside. Isn't it, Jacob?
Aye, holler pipe, that's what it is.
I sure that's the machine.
I won't send for him. I won't. What shall I do? Laban, run and fetch him and tell him he must return instantly.
Okay, ma'am.
Well?
He says beggars mustn't be choosers.
What?
He says he shall not come unless you request him to come civilly.
Oh, shall I beg to a man who has begged to me? He drives me to do what I wouldn't.
Oh.
Do not desert me, Gabriel. There.
Oh.
Gabriel, how could you treat me so unfairly? Gabriel, will you stay on with me?
I will.
And when the shearing time to come, then we'd a work from dawn till dark, where some to shear the sheep and some to mark their sides wi' maister's mark. And when the shearing's all a done, then we'd a eat and drink and sing in maister's kitchen, till the ton wi' merry sounds to shake and ring.
Here's the creamy milk pail, it's full of brown ale. Our table, our table, our table we'll spread. We'll drink and we'll drink, we'll laugh, joke and sing. Each man takes his glass out on the green grass, while out the plough the fat oxen go slow, and the lads and the lasses the sheep shearing go.
Welcome all to our sheep shearing supper. Gabriel, will you sit at the other end of the table, please? Gabriel, will you move again and let Farmer Boldwood sit down? Will one of you men sing a song, please?
I've lost my love and I care not. I've lost my love and I care not. I'll soon have another that's better than t'other. I've lost my love and I care not. Now, Master Poorgrass, your song.
Oh, no. I be all my liquor and the gift is wanted in me.
Oh, nonsense. Sing your song, Joseph Poorgrass. Your blushes be quite reasonable.
Now, Joseph, your song, please.
Aye. I sowed the seeds of love, it was all in the spring, in April, May and sunny June, when small birds they do sing.
Ma'am, wouldst thee sing The Banks of Allan Water, please, ma'am, before we go home?
Some music, please.
On the banks of Allan Water, where the sweet springtime did fall, was a miller's lovely daughter, fairest of them all. For a bride a soldier sought her, and a winning tongue had he. On the banks of Allan Water, none so gay as she. On the banks of Allan Water, when brown autumn spread his store, there the miller's daughter, but she smiled no more, for the summer grief had brought her, and the soldier false was he. On the banks of Allan Water, none so sad as she.
I wish you all a good night and thank you for your company. If I can believe that I can in any way make you a good wife, then I shall indeed be willing to marry you. But I am not willing to make a solemn promise just yet. I'd rather wait a few weeks.
It is enough. I can wait on those dear words. And now, Miss Everdene, good night.
Bonnyfoot. Twinkle eye.
Rumstart, have I hurt you, mate?
No.
Oh, we seem to got hitched together somehow.
Well, yes.
Oh, so you are a woman. A lady, I should have said. I'll have you undone in just one moment, miss.
I can do it myself, thank you.
I shall have to cut your dress if you be in such a hurry.
Yes, please do. You're making it worse.
There. And thank you for the sight of such a beautiful face.
'Twas unwillingly shown. And who are you to so readily give your opinion?
No stranger I. I'm Sergeant Troy. I'm staying nearby. Ah, beauty. Good night.
Liddy, who is that man?
Well, it looks like Sergeant Troy. He was home on leave. He was here once before when his regiment was at Casterbridge.
What kind of a man is he?
Oh, I've lost to name it, miss. I know him to be a very dandy young man, very quick and trim.
I suppose as he's here on my farm, I ought to go and speak to him. Very well, miss. Good day, Sergeant Troy.
Good afternoon, Miss Everdene. Little did I think it was you I was speaking to the other night. I beg your forgiveness for expressing myself too strongly for a stranger. I used to assist your uncle in these fields when I was a lad.
Well, I suppose I ought to thank you for that.
Indeed you must not. I'd sooner have curses from you than kisses from any other woman.
I don't allow strangers to be bold and impudent, even in praise of me.
I said you are beautiful, and I say so still. Most beautiful I ever saw.
I won't listen to you. You are so profane.
I say you are a most fascinating woman, though my opinion may be too forcible to please you.
I hardly see how I can be fascinating.
You are so distracting. I am so distracted.
Why, you only saw me the other night.
Well, that makes no difference. The lightning works instantly enough. I loved you then at once, as I do now.
You can't, and you don't. There's no such sudden feeling in a person.
A woman like you does more damage than she can conceivably imagine.
I won't listen to you any longer.
And I shall go back to my haymaking, Miss Everdene. It makes one's arm ache worse than a week of sword exercise.
Oh, a sword exercise? I've never seen one of those before.
Oh, would you like to?
Yes, I would like to very much.
Then you shall. You shall see me perform it. I've not my sword here at present, but I can go and fetch it straight away.
No, indeed, I can't on any account.
No one need know.
Well, then I shall. For a short while, a very short while.
Will take but a moment.
You two finished that bit of fence yet, then?
All done down as far as gate as instructed.
Good, good. Well, get yourselves off home then, both of you.
Good night, then, Gabriel.
Yeah. Good night, Gabriel.
Good night.
Gabriel, are you taking a walk this evening too?
I thought I would come and meet you, as Farmer Boldwood is away and cannot meet you as would be expected.
Why Farmer Boldwood?
On account of your wedding, which they say is about to take place.
I never definitely promised him anything. I never said I was going to marry him.
I wish you'd never met that young Sergeant Troy, miss.
Why?
He's not good enough for you. I believe him to have no conscience at all, and I cannot help begging you, miss, to have nothing to do with him.
He's just as good as anybody else in this parish. He's very particular, too, about going to church.
I'm afraid nobody ever saw him there. Well, I never did, certainly.
Don't. Will you leave me alone now? I don't order it as a mistress. I ask it as a woman.
Certainly I will, Miss Everdene.
First, we have the cuts. 4 right, 4 left. And then the thrusts. So the first, as if you were hedging. The second, as if you were sowing. The third, as if you were reaping. And the fourth, as if you were threshing. Now I'll let you see a little loose play, or I shall miss you every time by 1 hair's breadth. Mind you don't move, whatever you do.
I'll be sure not to. Is the sword very sharp?
Oh no,
Will you hurt me?
I'm quite sure it is not. But mind you don't move, whatever you do. Now. That loose lock of hair wants tidying. I'll just do it for you.
But how could you cut a lock of my hair with a sword that has no edge?
No edge. This sword will shave like a razor.
But you said that it could not hurt me. I've been within an inch of my life and did not know it.
More precisely speaking, you've been within half an inch of being pared alive some 48 times.
'Tis cruel indeed of you.
You have been quite safe. But I must leave you. And I'll venture to keep this in remembrance of you.
If Sergeant Troy do marry her, she'll get up farming.
Oh, well, I wish I had half such a husband.
So do I. Why get farming, all right?
But they say you've had as many women as letters in the alphabet.
Mrs. will be wire said be now.
Well, 'twill be a gallant life, but there'll be trouble between the mirth, so say I.
Who are you speaking of?
Oh, what was passing was a bit of a word about yourself, miss.
I thought so. I forbid you to suppose such thing. You all know how much I don't like Mr. Troy. Everyone knows how much I hate him.
Of course, miss, we know. We know how much.
As we all do.
Yeah, I hate him too, miss.
Marianne, why you only admired him this morning?
Well, yes, miss, but so did you.
He's a wild scamp, and you are right to hate him.
He's not a wild scamp. And how dare you to my face? If any of you say a word against him, you'll be dismissed instantly.
Oh, miss.
Sorry, miss. Oh, miss, I am sorry we mistook you so. I did think you cared for Mr. Troy, but I see you don't now.
Oh, Lydia, you're such a simpleton. I love him to very distraction.
Oh, miss.
Oh, Lydia, promise me what they say isn't true.
I don't.
Oh, Lydia, you graceless thing. How do you have the cruel heart to repeat what they say?
I don't think it's true.
Oh, I suppose you only say that to please me.
Well, I don't know what to say, miss. If I say no, you don't believe me. If I say yes, you rage at me. I don't believe him to be half as bad as they make out, miss.
Lydia, he's not bad at all. Promise me you will try to see him that way?
Yes, miss, I will try.
Liddy, promise to keep my secret, do?
Oh, yes, miss, of course, I shall always be your friend. Come on.
I shan't marry Mr. Boldwood. I'll write to him and tell him.